Hello class. This is my first of two videos this week. This one's going to be specifically on Wordly Wise lesson 5. You'll notice on my screen that I actually have a website. So if you ever forget your books at school and you want to study, you have that option of going to the wordlywise3000.com website. And if you actually click on book 11, it actually has the different lessons. Not only does it actually have the word, the definition, the part of speech, it has the same sample sentence that we use within the textbook itself. I've muted the sound, but normally it gives you a pronunciation and it reads what's on the screen to you and helps a little bit with that. So if you need help with pronunciations, it will help with that as well. So I'm going to go through all 15 words and give you some hints and clues on them. Next week, we will have a test rather quickly at the beginning of the week on lessons 5 and 6. It will be your last test for the quarter. So keeping that in mind is important, okay? So the first word, abstruse, something is difficult to understand. So the idea of, to some people, difficult to understand is this idea of calculus, some chemistry, some biology, some rocket science, but something that is difficult to actually like listen and explain, and it takes you a while to actually get it. So like next year when we get into Old English and older styles of things, that language is difficult to understand. Sometimes learning a new language can be abstruse. Or if someone uses elevated language, that can be considered abstruse as well because you don't know the definitions or the meanings to the words. Okay, the next one, accrue. Accrue, to arise or increase as a natural result or growth, usually used with to or from. So to accrue or accrue from. So knowing that is important there. And to come as a regular addition. So this idea of that you're accruing money or you're accruing points. In classcraft, you're accruing gold and you're accruing experience points. So they're things that naturally increase or rise based on what you have. Your action points, you accrue 8 new points a night. So that is an idea here too. If you have a savings account and you add to it monthly, or if you have interest that accrues monthly, it's that idea that it increases or grows naturally. Okay, the next one, acquiesce, has two aspects here. So first of all, we have the verb aspect, which is to accept as inevitable or to comply passively. So the idea that it's going to happen, so it's just this idea of letting it happen. Okay, so looking at the sentence, Marta felt obliged to acquiesce when her supervisor suggested that she work late. So she complied because she knew she was going to have to do it anyway, so why complain about it? So she knew that since it was inevitable, or it was her fate, she made sure that she just didn't complain and just complied and went through with it. This next one, acquiescence, is the noun form. The strikers demanded from management immediate acquiescence to their requests, as in the idea that you immediately comply, you immediately fix it, you understand that idea of that problem. It's not used in the verb form in that aspect. Besmirch is the next one. It means to stain or tarnish or to make dirty. If you look at the sentence here, it talks about this idea of tabloids. This fits with someone's reputation. So you can besmirch someone's reputation by slandering them or by saying something and rumors and things that shouldn't be used or said about them that's untrue. So if you're besmirching someone's or tarnishing someone's reputation, you're telling a lie about them. You say they take drugs when they really don't. That can besmirch their reputation. Okay, so it's that negative aspect in there. The next one is explicit. Explicit is this idea, it's fully and clearly expressed, leaving nothing merely implied, as in this idea that the expression is clear, the directions are clear, and everything is there step by step. So if you read my instructions on a test or quiz, they're explicit. It says write the answer on the line. It says if this is extra credit, write it here and answer here. So it gives you that a very explicit instructions where you know exactly what to expect. Okay, histrionic has two aspects here, the adjective and the noun. The adjective, purposely affected or theatrical. So it's how someone I want to say, so how someone performs. So like Stepan doing his presentations, or the way he acts and the bravado and the over the top for a moment, that's being theatrical. So it's very histrionic. It's effective in that aspect. The histrionics with the plural here, exaggerated displays of emotion intended to produce an effect or response. So this is the idea that someone just instantly starts crying or gets upset, and they do it on purpose to get that response from you. So that's a form of histrionics. Okay, impropriety has two definitions. It's the quality or state of being improper or suitable, or something that is improper. I love how they use the word improper here to define impropriety. It's the same aspect here. So it's the idea of you're doing something that you're not supposed to do. It's something you get in trouble for, where you get grounded, or you get something taken away, or you get a detention, or something along those lines. So it's your actions are unsuitable, so it is impropriety in that aspect of what you're actually doing. Okay? Inveigle is this idea, it's a verb, to lure or trick into doing something, or to obtain by flattery or trickery. So these are your people that kiss up. These are your people that could sell ice to Eskimos, that idea of they're flattering and tricking someone and they're trying to do what they want. I see students do this a lot with their teachers, as in, oh, we have 5 quizzes today. Can we please not do this? That flattery, that trickery, it's not going to work. So it is definitely that idea of that inveigle. Or to lure or trick into doing something. You convince your little sibling to, or your little cousin to go and do something for you, so that you don't get in trouble, but maybe they get in trouble instead. Fits within that. Okay, penitent. I'm sorry for having done wrong. This is a idea of you're truly sorry for it. It's the idea of how you apologize for it. It's an adjective form. So if you look here, Agatha was in a penitent state of mind. So she was in a frame of mind here for the wrongdoing she did. So it shows that apology aspect here. Okay. Probity. It's your honesty, your trustworthiness, your adherence to a virtue. So if you have probity, if you have that level of probity, you are an honest person. People know that you're trustworthy. People know that you aren't going to be bribed, that they can't get you to do something for them based on a bribe of some kind. So it's how you handle yourself. If you actually look here, the pro is a positive, so it's that properness, that idea of your comportment of yourself and how you handle it. Purport is to give or present the often false impression of being someone or intending something. So that idea, looking at the sentence here, the woman purports to be a surviving member of the Russian royal family. So she says that she is, she presents that she is, but the impression and the idea is false. The idea is that the information isn't really true because there is no proof, there is no DNA, there is no backing in there. So that verb is that you purport yourself to be something that you aren't really. So it's being false and you're lying about it. So if you've ever seen the movie Catch Me If You Can, the main actor, Leonardo DiCaprio, plays a role that is actually based on a guy who is running from the police, and he tries all of these different professions with this idea of purporting himself to get away from things. So he acts like he purports himself to be a doctor at one point. He purports himself to be a pilot. So he definitely fits into that idea there of purporting. Repercussion is an unforeseen or indirect result or effect of an event. You did poorly on the quiz, you get an F. You didn't do your homework, you get an F. You were tardy 5 times, the 6th time, you get a detention. So it's that consequence, that idea that you are it's the effect. So you cause it, and then now we have the after effect. It's that aftermath of you did something wrong, and this is what you have to do for it. Okay. Revelation, something that is made, known, or revealed, often coming as a surprise. So a surprise party is a revelation, or something that someone comes and says, hey, they're pregnant. It's that revelation idea. It's something that was a surprise that no one really knew that was coming or happening aspect. So, and me finding out information about my students, like hearing Brianna's wonderful voice during the presentation on Tuesday, that was a revelation to me to hear that and see that for the first time. And now I know that aspect about her. So it's that something that surprised me that I didn't know about her. Okay. Surfeit, an overabundant supply or an excess. So this idea is that it's more than what we know, more than what we have. So when we make food, if you make enough, your mom might make enough food for 10 people when it's only she's only feeding 3. So she has a surfeit amount of food. She has a surfeit of evidence, or a surfeit of food. It's same thing here. The example here is surfeit of evidence. The jury they knew that the person was guilty because they had no doubt, because of the amount of evidence that was there is important. Okay. And the last one, unsavory, having an unpleasant look, taste, or smell, or something that is morally offensive. So looking at the first one, something that when it smells bad, when it's unsavory, it makes you not want to eat it. When it looks bad, it tastes bad, it smells bad, you're not going to look at it again. When you walk by someone and they smell really bad, that's an unsavory scent from somebody. Okay. Morally offensive is the idea of scandals, of things that get people in trouble. Doing drugs can be something that can be considered morally offensive. Having an affair can be morally offensive. So looking here, more details of the unsavory scandal became known after the mayor assaulted his business partner. So that idea is that you committed that law, you committed that offense. It's morally wrong, or it's morally offensive, so it's considered unsavory. Okay. Tomorrow you'll see a video for the words on lesson 6. Have a good night. See you later.